I'm Makaila.
And I'm Nick.
And this is a completely legitimate movie podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode, completely legitimate movie podcast. Big thing popping, little thing stopping.
Fuck? Very special episode. In what way? Very special.
It's our season finale.
Well, they didn't know that.
They know now. That's the big thing popping.
Yeah, the big thing popping. We're leaving.
Well, it is our season finale. As one of my friends so graciously put it, we have 800 kids, and 75% of them are in a sport right now. So we're going to take a little break until November. So that we can, survive.
Yeah, if you don't have kids yet, be prepared if they want to play football. Probably any sport, but that's the one our kids have kind of gravitated towards. Yeah, it consumes your life.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, today we are reviewing Slumdog Millionaire. Another Oscar winner, but not awful.
I promise we are not an Oscar podcast.
I mean, not every movie we've reviewed has an Oscar.
But isn't this the fourth one?
4 out of 11.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, before we get into the research, I just want to say, fun fact, this is actually the only Oscar winner I can think of that I actually like. So, just throwing that out there.
I wonder why.
Hush. So, Slumdog Millionaire. Okay, so this movie is very loosely based on the book Q&A by Vika Swarup. It follows the story of a teen from the slums of Mumbai who is on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he's interrogated because they think he cheated, and the movie takes us through his life and how he knew the answers. It was released November 8th, 2008, and is directed by Danny Boyle. It stars Dev Patel as Jamal, specifically older Jamal. Dev Patel is known for starring in the show Skins, as well as movies such as Lion, The Green Knight, and Monkey Man, which is also a movie that he directed and was a writer for. Dev Patel easily ranks my top 5 actors. The first time I think I ever saw him in anything was Anwar in Skins, and that show, of course, stars the very talented Nicholas Hoult as well. But yeah, if you ask my friends about my feelings on Dev Patel, they would probably laugh because they know I'm a huge fan in more ways than one. We have Frida Pinto as older Latika, and other movies she starred in include Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the 2011 version, and Immortals. We have Anil Kapoor as Prem. If you're a fan of Bollywood, you definitely know his name, as well as Irfan Khan, who's also in this movie. You may know Anil Kapoor from the show 24, or possibly the movie Mission Impossible Ghost Mission, if you're like Nick and you don't know who he is.
Not a clue.
Irfan Khan is the police inspector, and you better recognize him as the adult Pi in Life of Pi. You're looking at me like you've no clue what I'm talking about.
I read the book. I had to read the book for school.
Well, he played the adult Pi, and he also played Masrani in Jurassic World.
I don't like those movies.
Okay, well, everyone else listening to this, please, all 5 of you, I hope you know who Irfan Khan is. And then the composer for this film, we don't usually talk about the composer, but it's A.R. Rahman, so, how do you not, right?
Yeah, sure, how do you not?
Oh my god, you're killing me. Okay.
All these names, don't know any of them, but I'm like that with every actor. This is not a Bollywood thing. You throw out actor names at me all the time. I'm like, who? What were they in?
You're giving me flashbacks of high school when I was almost gatekeeping him because the song in the movie, the one at the end, the Pussycat Dolls did a rendition with him, and that was the version that everyone in high school knew, and I was like, no, because they would shit talk Slumdog Millionaire, and I'm like, you like this song? I'm not gonna get into it, whatever, petty emo.
Leave it to you to gatekeep your movie with all the, as you would say, attractive men.
Oh my. When would I ever say that? When have I ever once said attractive ethnic men? When has that line ever come out of my mouth?
You think it.
Okay, moving on. Someone's a little goofy tonight, I guess.
One's a little shit, and it's me. Anyway, are we jumping
So,
in? No. Right, we haven't done all the research. All right, keep going.
let me do this? No.
Yeah, you got through the cast. My bad.
So, the movie had 133 nominations in total, and it won 8 Oscars and 7 BAFTAs, including Best Motion Picture of the Year for the Oscars and Best Film for the BAFTAs. Now we can get into it.
Wait, is Life of Pi the one with the tiger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Richard Parker.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I read that.
But you didn't see the movie.
No. Was the movie good? I remember I had to write a paper about what I thought the tiger was, but like I didn't like the book, so I just wrote that it was a tiger. But obviously the tiger wasn't
You're
really a tiger.
poor English teacher.
It had to be a metaphor for something. What if it was just a tiger?
But it wasn't.
What if a spade's a spade?
Oh my God.
Anyway, Slumdog Millionaire.
This is the episode where we fight. I thought it was going to be Rent.
We argued a little bit during Rent.
Okay, so we open to Dev Patel getting cigarette smoke blown in his face. It opens with a game-style question. Are you going to chime in at any point, or am I just going to talk to myself?
Keep going. When we saw someone blowing smoke in his face, I thought it was a monk because the guy was bald. I was like, why is this monk so rude? But it was a police, and that explains it. Yeah. Even in India, all cops are bastards. Yeah, so you play for 20 million rupees, not $1 million American dollars. Which, it makes sense.
Yeah. So it flips back to the guy that was blowing smoke in Dev Patel's face.
Who was not a monk.
Back to the game, and then it's sort of flipping back and forth between Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and this sort of torture sequence, and they're gonna electrocute him with jumper cable.
Oh, this is absolutely a torture sequence. There's no sort of.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Essentially they think he cheated. Yeah.
Yeah. We see them introduce Jamal on the show, and the host is kind of being a pretentious douchebag about how Jamal fetches tea. They call him a chaiwala, which I assume is just mean like tea getter for this call center he works at. And they're just giving him shit because he gets tea for people for a living. How's he gonna know shit? He has no education.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we see like a flashback, and it's Jamal as a little kid playing cricket, and then the cops are chasing them.
Yeah, and this movie, it was very hard to take notes on this movie because it jumps back and forth from the present, like the present being when he's being tortured, to the day before when he was on the show, to various points of Jamal's life, just back and forth without warning. It's all over the place. It's very much a story told in multiple orders.
Yeah, this was Nick's first time watching it, so it was a lot of unexpected back and forth for him. This was like my 60th time watching it, so I hope that helped, because I thought, oh, I'll pause it now so you can take notes.
Yeah. But yeah, we like the cops are electrocuting Jamal's feet, and this is just a routine police investigation for fraud.
In the present.
In 2006.
Yeah, like because I said we see Jamal as a kid playing cricket. We're now back in the present with the electrocution. The cops were not chasing him, and then all of a sudden electrocuting his feet.
Yeah, in the present, like they are literally torturing this guy because they think he might have cheated at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And my first question was like, is that an actual law? Like, if Regis Philbin called the cops and was like, I think this guy cheated, like, would the cops torture you? I mean, supposedly in America we have due process, but like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, go on. So we flash
a movie podcast. Welcome to Nick and Politics. No.
This week on Nick fucking hates cops. Anyway. But yeah, we get little kid Jamal playing cricket with other children, uh, and then planes fly overhead. I thought these were soldiers chasing these kids, but you're saying they were cops.
I don't know who the fuck they were. They're just chasing them. I assume that, like, they might have been military, but I'm not.
They had berets.
So do cops.
I don't know anything about India.
No, you're right. It was probably military. And then they're like, I don't know. I just, whatever. Cops, military, I really don't want to get hung up on it. Someone in authority is chasing that.
A group of children are skipping school, and that is a military matter because they're chasing
cops. I was like, why does the military care?
Well, okay, it probably is the police in hindsight. The police are chasing children very like with sticks. They're just gonna whoop these children for skipping school. Unfortunately, Jamal and his brother, who we later learn his name is Salim, run into their mom, who whoops them instead and tells the cop, I'm gonna kick their ass. Don't worry about it.
But you skipped over the MIA music. She was
on purpose.
Such a good part of this movie, and like this movie was my first introduction to her, and I've been annoying people ever since. I mean, up until recently, because like what a disappointment she turned out to be, but like song still slaps. And then yeah, like you said, his brother's name is Salim, and like if it's any testament to how obsessed I was with this movie, that was going to be my oldest kid's name. My ex-husband said no, but if you ask my French teacher, she asked us to make a vision board for like in mine. I literally had that I was going to have 2 boys and one was going to be named Salim and the other was going to be named Caleb. And my kids' names are not Salim or Caleb.
Alistair is whiter than white bread. If you named him Salim, you would be setting him up.
I just love that name.
Looking at Alistair is like looking at a salt shaker. You could not name that child Salim.
Just loved that name.
Oh my
but
God.
Anyway, so Nick looks at me and he's like, Jamal was in Superbad, right?
Yeah, about 10 minutes into the movie, I swear I saw Dev Patel in Superbad.
Yeah, he's like, was Jamal McLovin?
I forgot McLovin was white. Anyway,
speaking of white,
she tore me to shreds for not knowing who Dev Patel was and having a Mandela effect where I thought he was in Superbad. Dev Patel was not in Superbad.
Specifically McLovin.
Okay, I corrected myself. I was like, wait, no, he wasn't McLovin. McLovin was white. But wasn't Dev Patel in Superbad? And I went down a rabbit hole because I thought Dev Patel was in Superbad, but he wasn't. So if you were wondering going into this episode, like, oh, Slumdog Millionaire, wasn't that the guy who was in Superbad? I don't know why you're Peter Griffin. But no, Dev Patel was not in Superbad. Anyway, moving on. In the present, Jamal is being asked the 1,000 rupee question. Spoiler alert, the question doesn't have anything to do with Superbad either.
I don't think that movie had come out yet.
No, probably not.
Or it was like being filmed. Anyway, that's not important.
The first question is about an actor, a Bollywood actor. And we get kind of the... Okay, thank you. I didn't even try with the name. There were too many other things happening.
Yeah. So it goes back to Jamal's childhood, and we see him kind of like sitting in a porta potty toilet.
Yeah.
And there's like, you kind of hear like helicopters in the background or whatever. And then like everybody starts getting really excited. And in this helicopter is Amitabh, a famous actor, like that Jamal loves.
Which is the answer to the first question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
And Jamal is like, oh my God, his brother, like, because he was in the toilet for so long, his brother was trying to like basically sell these bathroom seats to like, hey, if you want to use the bathroom, you're going to pay me. Jamal was taking too long. So to basically
lost Salim a customer.
Yeah, to basically get back at him, he locks Jamal in the bathroom. And Jamal is like, oh my God, Amitabh, I'm not missing this for anything. We see him jump into a pile of shit, which
Yeah,
was
because
actually, I think, chocolate and peanut butter.
it
But
was fucking disgusting.
it looks
Because
like
these
shit.
these these outhouses are just over a river. It's wooden planks and a box just over a river that people are shitting into. So yeah, he jumps right
I didn't
through.
think it was a river.
It was a body of water.
I thought okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he just
He
jumps
jumps
into
down
it
into the water.
and he goes to run to meet Amitabh and he's covered in shit and he gets an autograph.
He pushes through a crowd of like moms getting all their nice clothes like shit stained. It's disgusting. It's absolutely fucking gross.
And you kind of see like Salim glaring at him.
Slim's pissed. He locked his brother in a shitter, and his brother still got an autograph.
Well, that's the thing. He locked his brother in the bathroom to get back at him for losing a customer, and then his brother still comes out on top. He's like, nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
So he steals Jamal's autographed picture and sells it for some coins.
yeah. Which this opening kind of sequence, it essentially sets up the premise of the entire movie, which is everyone thinks Jamal cheated. However, he's just getting incredibly lucky because all of the answers for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire are things that relate back to his traumatic childhood. So we get how he comes to know all these answers. We also get like Salim being a fucking dick at every opportunity. He is not a good brother for about 95% of this movie.
This flashback specifically felt very like older brother coded. Like,
Yeah, locking your younger sibling in an outhouse is very like it's one of the like less malicious things.
right. And like they get the autograph, and you're like, no, no.
Yeah, selling it was still shitty.
Yeah, no, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it's like very older brother coded. But yeah, so he gets the question right because that's his favorite actor.
Right.
So then the host of the show asks him about the statue of the god Rama, and we are taken back again to Jamal as a child, and there's some sort of riot. The like Muslims versus Hindus sort of clash, and Jamal's mother is killed.
Yes.
And Jamal and Salim run away to escape. And when they're sort of like doing this running sequence, they pass a child who is dressed as the god Rama. And Jamal tells the inspector present day that he wakes up every morning wishing he didn't know the answer to that question. So
Yeah.
that was why he knew what the statue was holding, was because that was the day that his mother died.
Right. So it's very traumatic. We see more of the flashback that Jamal and Salim are watching their entire slum village burn, and they are left out in the pouring rain in a thunderstorm. They're kind of in an alleyway between two houses with like a metal some like metal overhang is basically
I thought they were
keeping
in
them
a
dry.
storage unit.
They could have been.
I was gonna say, I feel like we were watching two different movies.
I was watching Superbad. They're in an alleyway slash storage unit, basically, just shivering, cold, can't sleep because every time they close their eyes, they get that flashback of mom being dead.
Well, yeah, and Salim made this little girl that they had passed, who we find out is Latika. He's like, nah, she's not coming out of the rain. We're gonna leave her there.
This is our storage unit. He he says he's going to go to sleep. We see that he can't,
Yeah.
but Jamal doesn't see that his brother's still awake. He invites Latika in from the rain. It's like, hey, come in here with us. Get out of the rain, and they talk. Um, and we he throughout the movie, this is I think maybe one of the first times Salim and Jamal refer to themselves as Athos and Parthos,
Yeah.
two of the three musketeers. And Jamal says something like, "Oh, maybe she can be our third musketeer." And Salim's like, "You're fucking dumb. No."
Salim's like,
'Cause Salim's a dick. She can die out in the rain.
but yeah. So then, present day, they cut to commercial, and the host basically says, "Hey, like, If I were you, I'd take the money and run. You won't get the next question right.
Right, he's up to 16,000 rupees.
Yes, which, according to the inspector, is like the highest people usually get, and that's people with like degrees and like legitimate jobs, like earning a decent income. They don't
Yeah.
get past that point. So this is kind of where Jamal winning after this looks very sus. We cut back to Jamal's childhood, and Latika and the boys are digging through trash, and we see a orphanage bus roll up, and there's like this snazzy dressed guy, and he goes to the tent that Jamal and Salim are sleeping in, and
Which, like, they're in a garbage dump. They're literally living in a garbage
well,
dump.
where else are they supposed to live?
Yeah, they're
They're orphans. Yeah, so he sees Jamal and Salim in their tent, and he offers them some ice cold Cokes. And like, for me personally, yeah, that's like, everybody's like, oh yeah, like, stay away from the man in the van with his candy. But you gotta think, if you don't have any food and you're literally living in trash,
in the dump.
yeah, like the ice cold Coke, like, I will go wherever you want me to, my dude. And I thought I heard, and I could be mistaken, but I want to say that they originally wanted SRK to play this gentleman, and he was like, nah. He's like, nope. Like, that's what I thought I heard. At some point, SRK was supposed to be in this movie. Like, they wanted him to be in it, and he was like, nah. So.
Who's SRK?
Oh,
Who's SRK?
you know that movie that I made you watch about like therapy, the Bollywood movie? And I was like, you can't make fun of this movie because it's legitimately one of my favorite Bollywood movies. He played the therapist.
Yeah, that girl fell in love with her therapist. It was weird.
Okay, you're paying attention to the wrong. No. Anyway,
Well, that was the guy.
Anyway,
okay.
That's SRK. He is literally Bollywood royalty.
Why would I know that?
I feel like
Well, I could be on theme with the episode. I could phone a friend right now and they wouldn't know that. Anyway, the orphanage with these weird guys giving out Coca-Colas to garbage children. And you first, the orphanage is kind of full of kids. You're like, maybe this is okay, but you know what kind of movie you're watching. You know it's not going to be okay.
Right. Well, and you see too, like, the kids that they bust with, like Jamal, Salim, Latika, those kids are all like getting taken care of. They're getting meals and like they're getting, like taken care of. But there's these other kids there, and they're not allowed to talk to those kids.
Right.
And I think it's maybe Jamal even says, well, he can't be that bad because he's feeding us. So
yeah, and it just kind of shows that they've been poor for a very long time. They
don't. Yeah,
this guy's gonna feed us. We're gonna trust him.
Right. They're little kids. They're trusting. So then they show this little boy singing a song, and this is how it relates to the question that the host has asked adult Jamal.
Right.
Or older Jamal.
The question is, who wrote this song? And the orphanage owner, Palmer song, the orphanage owner is making children sing this song for him.
He is making children.
Anyway, he is having these children sing this song for him. The first little boy sings it very well. Salim sings it very poorly. And Latika laughs at him. So Salim, like, throws hands with her immediately. Like, Salim has, like, temper issues.
Then he, like, starts throwing hands with the other guy.
Like, with the adults.
Yeah, with the adults. And they're like, oh, we found your dog. So, like, basically, Salim is a hothead, but it works to his advantage.
Right, because the orphanage owners, their names are, Manoop? What is his name?
I didn't write it down, but that does not sound right.
I got it later.
Does not sound right. That's only you made that up.
I put it later because Maman is the owner.
Maman is not Panoop.
I'm really bad with some of these names, and it's just because, like...
Just like, where did Panoop... Is that even...
Panure, I don't know.
Okay, anyway... There's these two guys.
Yeah, there's these two guys. They've essentially assigned Salim to be the bully who makes all of the other orphans work.
Yeah, like he keeps them in line.
Yes.
And Latika and Jamal don't like this. So they take these very, very hot peppers and I'm not like a pepper aficionado, but we know they're hot because she has gloves on to touch them.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, like these are some serious peppers.
Yeah.
They crush them up and they put them in Salim's pants.
They put him down the front of his pants while he's asleep.
Yeah, basically like getting back at him for acting like his shit don't stink.
Yeah.
And he wakes up, like obviously his junk's on fire, and they're like laughing and taunting, and they start like saying chilies on his willy, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just
Panoose. Panoose is his name.
You said panoop, you said panure, and it's panoose.
Panoose is. I was close. Anyway, Panoose, who's kind of like this big dude, he's kind of like the muscle for the owner, who is Maman, yells at all of them as Salim is showering off his junk. Tells them all, go back to bed.
Yeah. How dare you have fun?
I
I guess
it's not harmless. Someone did get hurt.
That's true. That is true. Yes.
So we cut to later where Maman is making the one boy who was good at the song sing again.
Yeah. Oh, he's ready, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
shit.
They chloroform this poor boy and put something in his eye to blind him. It's disturbing. Salim is watching this and just starts throwing up.
Which I feel like is a reasonable reaction.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's horrifying, and I bet it smelled gross.
Yeah, and then to make matters worse, he's like, go get Jamal. Salim's like, what?
Yeah, Salim doesn't want to, and the owner says that Salim needs
Salim's
to decide.
like, no, I just saw what you did to the other guy. Yeah, so he's like, oh, you gotta make a decision. You can be like me and be successful, or you can be like dirt, and he spits. So
Slumdog.
Yeah, so Salim goes to get Jamal. And we cut to Jamal telling Latika about how he's going to become rich and he's going to take care of her and Salim. And
he's risen her up good.
Yeah, like it's very sweet.
Like kids would, not like in a gross way.
Right.
But he's risen her up.
Yeah, talking about like their future.
Yeah.
And Salim's like, come on, you're gonna come with me. The guy's like, hey, Jamal, sing. He goes to sing, but then he's like, wait, give me 50 rupees since I'm a professional now.
Right. Maman calls him a cheeky bugger, probably just assuming I'm going to chloroform this kid and take it right back anyway.
Right. He's like, whatever.
Jamal sings pretty badly, and Salim takes this opportunity to take like the hot boiling liquid that they blinded the other kid with and throw it at Panoose. I think he threw it at Panoose.
He like kicks it.
He kicks it and it burns him. It's like, run! So Jamal and Latika and Salim all go running through the woods, being chased by the horrible orphanage people.
To some pretty banging music.
There was
yeah.
Velcro, huh?
Yeah, it did. And yeah, there's these train cars, and the train's getting ready to pull away. So Salim gets on first. He pulls Jamal up. Latika's kind of like running, but she's a little bit slower. She does manage to grab Salim's hand, and he pulls it back.
Yeah, Salim pulls away. Salim ditches Latika like a little bastard.
He's like trying to like beat up Salim to like go back for her, and he's like, what can I do? She let go. It's like, you little shit.
Yeah, a little bastard. So they're fighting, and we cut to the rest of the train car, like old homeless vagabonds.
Yeah, there's
they probably just live on the train.
Yeah,
they're just watching these kids like disturbing our peace.
And then we get they're on the train, and again MIA.
I hate that song.
And I
don't like it. I didn't know that song was in anything other than Pineapple Express.
I had heard it in this movie first. But yeah, like
Jamal did get the question right for the singer, by the way. Before we get their life on the train, Jamal gets the question right. and advances on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, uh, the cops ask him as they're interrogating him in the present, what happened to the girl? Because apparently he's telling them all of these flash.
Yeah,
Just this
they've been
long
torturing
explanation.
him because they think he's cheating. So he's gotta tell a story. So this is how I know you haven't seen Life of.
I read it, but the one cop who looked like a monk's like, what happened to the girl? Did you ever see her again? He's very invested in this story. But yeah, we get their life as like little railway children.
Yeah, they seem genuinely happy. Like they're making money. They've got
Selling balloons
like
and shit.
yeah, like it's a very like happy like they're doing good for themselves. But alas, all good things must come to an end, and they're trying to steal food from one of the trains, like one of the carts, and they fall off because they're like caught, and the guy's like trying to pull the food away from them and trying to like grab them, and they fall off of the train. But as luck would have it, they fall off of the train almost practically right in front of the Taj Mahal.
Right on the steps of the Taj Mahal,
Might as well
essentially.
have been, yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the Taj Mahal and they find a few different cons to run. First is they steal shoes.
Which I don't think is really like a con. I think that's just like a happy coincidence. You have to take off your shoes.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
they just
yeah.
steal
Yeah, okay, they steal shoes, they take them into town, and they sell them
them. And
like you do.
Jamal is kind of just standing or sitting near this like tour guide sign, and he wasn't even trying to do anything. He was just there, and these German tourists come up and they're like, oh hey, here's some money, can you please take us on a tour?
Yeah. He invents an entire history of the Taj Mahal. He
He doesn't
bullshits
know
the whole
shit about
thing.
shit, and the lady's like, none of this was in the pamphlet.
He's like, that pamphlet's for dumb tourists.
The husband looks at her like, see, I told you.
Right?
But yeah, so, they kind of do this for a little bit, and then they get caught at the Taj Mahal, so I guess he upgrades to just taking people through India? Like, that part seemed a little confusing to me, because I was like, it just seemed random. Like, how did you get access to all of this?
Well,
But,
yeah, because at one point, I think it's different tourists park a car in a random Indian slum, and it's like, why would you do that? It wasn't even a parking space. And immediately, as Jamal takes them to like show them around, people come steal their tires. And it's like, man,
right, but it's like, hey, maybe that was, like, part of it. Jamal knew they were gonna do that.
maybe.
But, the, like, cop starts beating Jamal for the car getting vandalized, and Jamal's like, you wanna see the real India? Like, this is it, and the fucking white lady, of course she does, is like, well, here's a real bit of America, and gives him $100. So that was the next question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Is who's on the
Who's on
American
the
$100
bill,
bill.
yeah. So that is how he knows, because he had a $100 bill.
Right. And in the present, the cop asks, like, well, who's on the 1,000 rupee note? Jamal's like, I don't know.
Right.
That's not what they asked him. They asked him this weird bit of trivia that relates back to his horrible, traumatic childhood.
Right.
We flash back to Jamal and Salim as they're in Mumbai, which was once Bombay, and things are becoming more modern. The slums have been kind of bulldozed over for businesses. We see buses.
Well, because Bombay is becoming Mumbai.
They're older now. They're not the little kids. They've now been replaced.
The little kids they once were.
Jamal and Salim and Ladika, there are three separate actors to portray three phases of their life: child, kind of like adolescent, and adulthood. And if we say adulthood, Jamal's like 18. He's still very young, but still. So they're now adolescents, and Jamal is still trying to find Ladika. And Salim gives no shits. He's like, why? He says something, and he looks like he's 14 here. He says the cringiest bullshit. He's like, oh, there's plenty of pussy in Bombay for Salim. Like, man, fuck this guy. Salim sucks. I'm sorry. He's the fucking worst. He's the fucking worst.
But Jamal's like, okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna go look for her.
Yeah.
So he runs into the little boy that got blinded, whose name is Arvin, and he's asking basically if he knows where she is. So Arvin tells Jamal that she's on Pila Street and they call her Cherry. So Pila Street is apparently like where the bad stuff happens. Like
Yeah.
the real bad stuff.
Jamal gives Arvin the $100 bill. And that's how he knew the answers, because Arvin's like, Benjamin Franklin's on this bill. Jamal's like, okay, whatever.
He's like, oh, $100. Nice. Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. So he starts going through this building with Salim.
Yeah, looking for Latika.
Yeah.
And we see them like asking a bunch of like the older prostitutes where Cherry is, and a lot of them just want nothing to do with them because they're like, you guys are children, you shouldn't be here. Like, they're turned away a lot, but eventually they get kind of pointed in the right way.
But then the one lady, we see her like get on the phone, and it's like, oh, like she's
calling somebody.
She's calling somebody, yeah.
Yeah. They do find Latika, and now that she's grown up, Salim's suddenly interested in saving her. He's like, oh, she's hot now. It's like, God, Salim, you're just a piece of shit. You didn't care up until now, you asshole. But they burst in, and she's so happy to see Jamal. Like, oh, you came for me. Yeah. And they're going to get out, but guess who's here? It's Maman and Manoop Panoom Panoose from the orphanage.
Yep, and Salim has a gun.
Yeah, he pulls a fucking gun on them. Where did Salim get a gun?
He's got that thing on him. He's like,
you know, I keep that thing on me.
That's what, yeah. So he pulls it out on the bad guys, and he's like, move out of the way. He tells Maman that he's gonna shoot him. He's like, nah, I don't think you will. Like,
he does.
He does. Fucking gets a pillow and like to silence it, I guess.
Yeah, to muffle the noise.
Yeah, and he shoots him, and he takes the money and runs.
Yeah, and the TV question that Jamal is answering in the present is, who invented the revolver?
Yeah.
And it has to do with Salim having this gun. Back in the past, Salim and Jamal and Latika take the money that, you know, Maman threw on the floor to try and save his life, and they're in like an empty hotel.
Yeah, they've got like, you know, and this, yeah, they're basically free, essentially. Like, they're all together again, and Salim's like, yeah, well, you know what I'm gonna do? And he goes to find the guy that, like, used to run their slum, basically, and is, like, the head bad guy, named Javid. And he's like, I killed Maman. And Javid's like, oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he's like, okay, why did you do that? Why?
Yeah, and as Salim does this, Jamal and Latika are having a very, like, wholesome, cute moment. She's, you know, she takes a shower. He's standing outside the door promising he's not going to look. He brought her clothes to change into.
He tells her it was his destiny to find her.
I know. It's just like, he looks like he's 12 in this, and he's talking like it.
That's what I mean. Like, yes, it's a very, like, 12-year-old thing to say.
Right.
But Salim is back.
Unfortunately.
And apparently, like, he thinks he's tough shit again.
Yeah, he's drunk as all hell. We've seen him drinking since he shot Maman.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a power high or he needs to, like, dull what he did, or maybe both.
He needs a therapist.
Everyone in this movie needs a therapist.
He kicks Jamal out and basically just, like, takes Latika as property. He's like, she's mine. Goodbye.
I saved her. She's mine. You leave. I never want to see you again.
Yeah, and, like, Latika tells Jamal to go, but, like, not because she doesn't want him around, obviously. It's like because Jamal is about to get shot by Salim.
Right. She doesn't want Jamal to die, so she tells him to go.
Yeah. So then the inspector's like, how did you get on the show anyway?
Right. The cops are like, this is a lovely story anyway.
They're like, why are you even here to begin with?
Yeah. But the one cop's like, did you ever see them again?
Yeah.
He's so sold on this story. He's kind of the audience. After he stops torturing Jamal, he takes the role of the audience. Um,
Yeah.
but when he's asked that, we do see him doing his work as Chaiwala. Apparently, at the call center, it's very common for someone to make him take their spot
Yeah.
so that they can go to the bathroom and watch TV. So he is using the call center computer. And as he's on the computer, it kind of cuts back to the show. We see him get the 5 million rupee question right. And we then see him searching for Salim on the call center computer. And he sees 15 matches. He calls through them until he actually does, talk to his brother, who recognizes his voice.
Right.
And
And he
suddenly,
recognizes his voice as well.
yeah. Suddenly, Salim's so happy to hear from Jamal. Pointed a gun at him.
Right.
6 years ago, or some years ago. We don't know exactly. Anyway, so Jamal goes to a building that's clearly under construction. He has to take a lift up, and he sees Salim. And we get this really funny imagine sequence where he just imagines tackling his brother off the building and they both die.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. But he does punch Salim, which is great.
Does, yeah, and tells him that he'll never forgive him. We find out that Salim has been working for Javid. And Jamal's like, yeah, anyway, where's Latika? So Salim's like, man, she's gone, long gone. And Jamal doesn't believe him.
Not at all.
Salim, and he's right not to, because Salim wakes up and Jamal's following him, and Salim pulls up to this huge mansion, and once Salim leaves, Jamal goes up to the fence, and who's there?
Latika, just sitting on the porch, now in this fancy rich person house.
Great.
He manages to say that he's the new cook / dishwasher for the house and gets in, and Latika and him have a moment. They hug. She's very happy to see him. Also has a very noticeable black eye.
Yeah.
He got punched.
She's not being treated very nice. And we find out why. Because Javid pulls up to the house, and she is with Javid. Not by choice, but that is what is the circumstance.
Right. He
is such a pig.
He's a piece of shit. He's watching cricket, demands that Jamal make him a sandwich. So we see like Latika try and like slide him stuff like make this sandwich, and Jamal just like apparently can't make a sandwich.
Just throws like some random shit on there.
Yeah.
And that same time he's like, run away with me. And suddenly it turns into Moulin Rouge, and it's like, where would we go? What would we live on? And he's like, we'll live on love. It's like, okay, Jamal.
I don't know. If you go to Taco Bell, you can't pay with love.
No, they don't accept love as payment.
No.
So then he tells her that he's going to wait at the train station every day at 5 p.m. until she shows.
Yeah.
And he gets fired because he made a shit sandwich.
Yeah, he couldn't even last at this fake job.
No.
We do see that we see him waiting at the train station. We don't know if this is the next day or what, but she can't.
Like the next day, and she just did. It was like, damn, we thought there was going to be some suspense. She was like, no, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but, as he's trying to go downstairs and get through the very crowded train station to get her, Salim and some other thugs get her first and pull her into a car.
Yeah, they kidnap her.
They kidnap her, essentially, and they drive away holding...
She's not a kid.
Well, yeah. They hold a knife to her throat so that Jamal can clearly see, like, we'll fucking kill her.
Yeah.
You stop it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad. In the present, Jamal is being asked a question about cricket.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know the answer, and there's a commercial break.
Right.
So he goes to the bathroom.
And the host is like washing his hands with very hot water. So like it gets a little steamy in there.
Yeah.
And the host puts the answer in the mirror. So he writes B with like the
letter,
fog.
Yeah. The letter B is in boy. So when they go back to the show, Jamal uses this 50-50 and it eliminates two answers. And we're left with B and D.
You're like, okay.
And Jamal kind of sees through the ruse. He picks D as in dog. And the host is clearly very pissed that he's been found out.
Right, he's like, not B? You sure you don't want to go with B? You sure you don't want to put B as your final answer? You sure? You sure about that? You sure? Yeah, no.
She's not exaggerating. The answer was D. Like, everyone's out to get Jamal, including the host. Like, the host does not want him to win. And that was
20 million rupees.
no, that was the 10 million. That
The
was the
next
second to
question
last.
for 20 million
Yeah.
rupees.
So he has one question left, but the show runs out of time. So he has to come back tomorrow.
And this is what catches us up to speed. This is where he's taken in by the inspector. He's tortured and questioned. So
Yeah. The host set this up because
Yeah,
he's like,
this is my show.
this is my show. How the fuck is this little shit
Yeah,
knowing all this shit?
right. Like, he's not getting the money. This is my show.
Yeah.
So the inspector, like, now we're caught up with all of the show, and the inspector, like, his side of things, he's like, okay, we're done. You can go.
Yeah.
You can go back on the show.
Yeah, and before the detective leaves and lets Jamal go about his life, Jamal asks, like, I don't know where she is. That's all I want to know. And the detective doesn't say anything because I think he doesn't know what to do either.
Right, and you find out, like, Jamal went on the show because he thought she would be watching, because when he was pretending to be a cook,
You like
she was watching the show. So
very popular show in 2006.
So this movie came out in 2008.
No, but it's set in 2006.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There are numerous news stories we see about Jamal because no one, especially someone as uneducated as him, has gotten this far.
Right,
Who
so it's a
wants to
pretty
be a
big deal.
millionaire? So it's like, oh, Mumbai zone, like one of our own. It's like one of us. He could make it, and it's a big deal. People are crowding around.
Yeah, he's an underdog.
Yeah, and everyone loves an underdog. We do actually see Latika and Salim watching in Javid's new house.
Yeah, and Salim actually, like, gets his head out of his ass and gives her the keys and tells her to get away.
Yeah, like, hey, this is your only shot.
Yeah.
Like, Javid is putting on a music video so that all his other, I guess, women that he just buys can, like, drink and dance with him. It's going to be loud.
Yeah,
And Salim's
he's
like,
got
hey, this is your
tiny
one
PP
shot.
energy, so he has to, like,
Yeah.
And yeah, so she leaves, and Salim's like, I'll take care of this.
Salim gives her his phone,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, keys in his phone.
Yeah, and he's, like, asking for her forgiveness.
Yeah.
And Jamal is back on the show.
Yes. And the final question, and throughout the movie, like I said, Salim and Jamal repeatedly refer to themselves as two of the three musketeers. So the final question is, who's the third musketeer? And Jamal kind of laughs because he doesn't actually know. He only knows the two. So he uses his phone a friend, and the only phone number he knows is Salim.
Yeah.
But he's not calling Salim. He calls Latika.
But she's watching the show.
She's watching
so
the
she
show.
didn't have the phone on her because she left it in the car.
Right. But she does run back to the car in time and answers the phone.
And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't she doesn't actually answer the question. She does get the question, but like the important thing is that they talk to each other and she tells him that, she's safe.
Yeah.
So he takes a shot in the dark and he picks the right answer. It's Aramis.
Yeah. And he's a millionaire.
He is 20 million rupees richer.
And simultaneously, we see now that Salim is sitting in a tub of money.
Javid's money.
Yes.
With a gun.
With a gun. Like some very, like, badass gangster shit.
Some shit you'd see in a music video.
Yeah, and he starts, shooting at the, like, goons, and he takes some of them out, but then he's shot and he dies.
Yeah. He does kill Javid, I think. That's one of the people he gets.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then Jamal is at the train station again.
Yeah. He's kind of moping. He has all the money in the world, but not his girl. Just kidding. She shows up. She's there at the train station, and they run to each other. He says this is our destiny. They do some smooching, and that's the movie. But not quite, because you're like, no, it's not done. There has to be a Bollywood dance number, and there is.
Yeah.
To Jai-Ho, like you said, the Pussycat Dolls. No, not the Pussycat Dolls rendition.
Did
The original.
you seriously just listen to that rant at the beginning? And you were like, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna get to the end of the movie and I'm gonna mention the Pussycat Dolls. You son of a bitch. No.
I thought they used that rendition for the movie. I'm sorry. Okay, I knew you had a problem with it, but
it hadn't even come out yet.
Okay.
Oh, however the fuck you say her last name, Schwarzinger, I think.
Yes.
They loved the movie, so they wanted to do their own version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, there's a Bollywood dance number. All right. Well, and that's the movie. So you, with your prolific love of Indian men, why don't you give... Your friends were so shocked you married a white guy. Anyway.
My friend, everybody. Even though I was like, yeah, no, this is my boyfriend, Nick. They were like, he's white. And I'm like, his name is Nick.
You, with your prolific love of India and all things related, I should say, I guess, you give us your rating.
I give this a 4.8.
Expound.
Okay. I mean, I thought it would have been obvious, but no, I love this movie. This literally opened up, like, so much, just so many other, I guess, like, areas of interest for me.
It opened up so much. Yeah, expound.
And I'm done. Have a good podcast. See you later, everybody. Good night.
Finish your rating, damn it. Season's not over yet.
I got so fucking happy when I saw the preview for this movie because I literally like turned in to that Leonardo DiCaprio meme and was like pointing at my screen like, my God, he's from Skins. Like that was like literally why I wanted to see this movie to begin with.
Sure.
But like I had never seen anything from Indian cinema. I had never heard of MIA. There's so many, and I used to own this book too. Somewhere out there in the universe is the article that I wrote reviewing this movie in 2008 when it came out. I started doing movie reviews in my school newspaper specifically because of this movie. I wanted to open my own column. And my newspaper editor was like, yep, you can do that. Because I had a lot to say.
Now you're doing that with me on the internet.
No, but just I love this movie. It had such a good soundtrack, and like Dev Patel and Frida Pinto actually were together in real life too. Like they were together until 2014. And like I low-key hate this for her just because she got devastated by the reviews. People were like, you can't act, blah, blah, blah. But this, like, was Dev Patel's big breakout role, too. And, like, I feel like in certain ways...
super bad.
In certain ways, it hurt him because he probably was, like, starting to get typecast. But if you think about him now, he's done... I think very well. So yeah, I give this movie a 4.8. I love this movie. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I give it like 3.5.
3.5. Someone wants to sleep on the couch tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
3.5. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite movie of all time, but it's a very good drama. I think at first the format and how often it jumps around can be a little like, you know, I think at first it might be a little tough to follow, but it's pretty easy once it gets rolling. But, you know, it's I would have liked to maybe see like Jamal learning his brother was dead. Like they don't kind of resolve that. I mean, there were
the whole
two
movie
people.
Was about destiny. Like I really just feel like that didn't need to be said to round out the movie.
Well, Jamal has two people throughout his life, Salim and Latika. And like, you know, Salim finally getting redemption for being just like a bastard for most of the movie. Like, it would have been nice to see Jamal have to reconcile with that.
You would have liked a sequel.
No. This movie, like, ties itself up very nicely. Like, I don't need to see what would a sequel even be? Just like
I don't know, you're the one who was like, "Oh,
Jamal.
I wish he woulda."
Okay, would it be Jamal and Lautika's kids on fucking Fear Factor or some shit? Indian Fear Factor. Maybe they go on Indian Real World Road Rules Challenge. Maybe their kid goes on Love is Blind India. Like, is it another like reality?
Why is that not a thing? I'd watch the hell out of that.
You would. You've watched all the Love is Blinds, though.
I watch all of the Love is Blinds. That is not something like that is just specific to be like, yeah, you would. I am obsessed with that trash.
Well, at least, it's.
I like trash.
Well, that is going to be it for us. We will be back with season 2 in probably November-ish when all of our.
I'm going to say December. Because by the time football season starts wrapping up, it's going to start getting into Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I will say we will probably be back in December. I know you guys are really going to be itching and missing us. All 5 of you know where we live. You can come say hi.
Look for this steaming pile of podcast under your Christmas tree and by your menorahs. All 5 of you. And Kenny said he listened. Kenny, I hope you listened.
Why are you going to call him out by name?
I call out. We say hi to my mom. Her name's Mom. Anyway, we'll see you guys this holiday season. Have a good rest of your summer and fall from.
And Happy New Year and good tidings.
Happy Halloween. Happy fall solstice.
Happy Labor Day.
No, fall doesn't have solstice. What does fall have? Fucking equinox?
Yeah.
You're the witch. You know.
Wow, and you're telling people I'm a witch?
Is that a secret?
Not anymore, it's not.
Anyway. All right. See you guys in December. Bye.